I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Rai Hiruma. Hi.
Hi.
Hey,
good morning.
Good morning. Folks who aren't listening right now because we're not streaming it, we're just recording it. But this is take number 5 for me to get things started.
we stopped counting after 4. Let's be real.
We're off to a great start today. We're off to a great start. But I am off to a great start to have you here. I appreciate it. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, the name is Rai Hiruma. I'm a storm-born VTuber, born from a solar flare and a lightning storm. And I like playing a variety of games. Some of my favorites are Pokemon, Digimon, Inazuma 11, Dragon Quest, and just in general, a variety of things. And lately I've been branching out a bit more, taking inspiration from good friends in doing some tarot reading, and a little bit of karaoke here and there. Just trying to see what's fun and whatnot.
That's cool. Now, I did see you doing working a tarot. I think it was it last stream you did that, or a couple of there was a highlight in there of it.
I did one earlier this month. Just a general. I'm still getting the grasp of doing tarot card readings and everything. Mm-hmm. So I just did one for the month of August for people that came into chat.
That's cool. And when did you? I want to talk about everything else in just a bit, but I'm interested in how you got interested in tarot reading. Was it someone else doing it, and you decided I'm going to try it myself, or how did that work?
Oh, it was absolutely someone that introduced me to it. It's actually someone that you've interviewed before. It's Clovelier.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, they didn't mind. That's the first time I've ever had one. We put that on there. That was really cool. And the way they do it is very interesting. To me, it more of a diagnostic than anything else. As far as what goes on, it's kind of interesting way to do it. So, how do you do this? Do you do it for yourself or somebody else, or are you figuring it out?
I do it for myself when I have like something interesting where I don't immediately have an answer for myself. I see it as a way to talk to a deeper part of myself. Because if you pull out the cards and you see like, this card has this meaning, and then you're gonna try to relate that to the experience that you have, mm-hmm. and you're gonna be like, if I look at it that way, then maybe that can explain where I'm coming from, where I am now, and what kind of inherent characteristics and qualities do I already possess that can help me with the question that I posed.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's kind of what Clover was doing. The kind of diagnostic almost, where the card is there, mm-hmm. and then you apply yourself to it, and rather than the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. Maybe talk about more about that in a little bit. But how did you get started in streaming in the first place?
So it's a bit of a fragmented journey for me. There was some very low quality streams that I did like 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. It didn't really stick. I even had a face cam back, but I made sure to erase all of those traces as well as I could when I decided to become a VTuber. And my journey as a VTuber.
Get the bleach out and cover all of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nobody needs to know of this. It didn't happen. No, but my VTubing journey actually started a little over 3 years ago. A good friend of mine started VTubing, got really into all of the VTuber, Hololive, all of those big corporate names and everything.
Right.
And it was one week when she suddenly asked me, hey, I'm going to play Phasmophobia with this VTuber friend of mine. Would you like to join? And the fun part is, I was sick with COVID that week, and I said, like, okay, I have nothing else to do. Let's go.
Right. I'm just going to sit here and be sick, so let's do this.
Yeah. I'm going to be sitting at home being miserable. Might as well get scared along the way, you know?
Might as well just add on to the fun.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that started. We made a quick, like, PNG model of the old mascot that I used previously. And that became basically my VTuber model, my PNG model, for well over a year. And I just continued streaming. I had a lot of fun. And over the years, I met a lot of amazing people that I gladly call friends.
It's such a wide group of people that are doing it, which is one of the reasons why I do these interviews. Is no two are going to be the same, for one. Even if they're twins, they're not going to be the same. I've interviewed twins.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's background is different. Everybody's talent is different. But we get the chance with this medium to see what everybody's about, and they get a chance to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
Were you somebody who always wanted to get up on the stage and entertain folks, or were you somebody who was just kind of, in the background?
I always had that inherent, like, desire to entertain people. Even in high school and everything, I loved participating in those school organized musicals, and just entertaining. I wasn't necessarily like disruptive or a class clown, but making people smile is something that I always liked doing, like within reason.
Yeah.
So this felt like a natural extension of that.
Yeah, well, you definitely have the voice for it, because it's very, very naturally. It carries naturally. I can hear you're not putting out a lot of effort to project, which is a great thing.
Thank you.
It's a great thing to have for this sort of thing. So were you kind of looking for something to do, and before you started content creating before, or was it just a kind of a whim that didn't work out at first?
It was kind of a whim that didn't really work out. I as most people of around our age group, like the millennials and below that, you grow up watching a lot of YouTube, and a lot of those content creators, they always like inspired me with how much entertainment they brought. So I was like, yeah, I can try it. And for a while, it was just me dragging my friends into chat and being like, we're just having some fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, one stream just kind of didn't work out. I accidentally reset a game without properly saving because something bad happened. After that, I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm done.
Just start shutting everything off. Okay, what's this? Stream's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Click. And that would be really tough to do, especially early on. It's like I'm.
Yeah.
So, but you got back into it pretty quickly, and when your friend helped you out to get into it, what brought you into? I mean, trying it is one thing, but what really sold the VTuber aspect to you?
I think it's the aspect of you can still be very expressive. I know I have a very expressive voice to begin with, but just not having that extra stress of also having to appear like facially all that expressive. Like even on a low energy day, or you have a giant pimple on the as a third eye or something, you can still stream and just have fun with it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And just being involved more, having contacts, having people that you can interact with, also really gives a lot of a boost to how much enjoyment you get out of it as well when you're streaming.
Absolutely. And the interaction with chat, the interaction with other VTubers is so vital to this. And it's, otherwise, if you're not going to interact with the chat and all that, just record something and save yourself the embarrassment of going live and saying something dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no reason to walk without a net if there isn't anybody watching you.
No, see that exactly. So if you're not, you can have the most expensive setup in the world, but if you don't put in the effort to be at least somewhat entertaining, at least somewhat interactive, then why are you even trying at all? You know?
Yeah.
It's
yeah. If you're having fun with it, I'm not gonna really disparage anybody
of
who's
course.
doing it. But if you're just doing it as kind of a once a month type thing, whenever you feel like it, there's no point in buying a $4,000 microphone.
Exactly.
No, as I said before, that $4,000 will buy me about 8 cars.
Exactly. Like there's so much you can do with $4,000 that you would get more mileage out of
Yeah.
instead of once a month streaming.
Yeah, unless you're super rich, in which case, yeah, now,
Yeah, but
I
that
don't know
will
any of
touch
those.
on a different issue we have.
Yeah, if you need somebody to help count, I'm certainly available for that. But
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't look weird when suddenly you're like, I'm short a couple of hundred.
Yeah.
At that point,
yeah, it
don't worry
might
about
have
it.
fallen under the table. That's all. We'll find it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you got into it and got started with the VTuber persona, and you got a couple
Mhm.
streams in, were you comfortable with it right away on your own stream, or did it take a while? Even though you had the experience before, did it take a while to get used to it?
It took a while to get used to it. And of course, there was like a 5-year period, maybe a little bit less between that first experience and when I started VTubing. But it's something that you really have to learn how to do. Like there's even if there's like 0 viewers, you have to learn how to keep talking, keep being entertaining, if only for yourself.
Right.
And that's something that I really had to teach myself, because when I'm on my own and I'm sitting on the couch playing my games for myself, I don't tend to respond all that much. Internally, a lot is happening. I talk to myself a lot, but I don't project that outward. So that's something that I had to learn.
Yeah, for me, since I did so much sports play-by-play back in the day, I'm always doing play-by-play of my games in my head anyway. I just start saying it out loud, and the only person that'd be mad is my wife, but but she's used to it by now. It is kind of a different situation to get used to. Playing a game that you enjoy and being by yourself and being able to, go at it however you want to is one thing. But now you're doing it for not just yourself, but for other people. Do you change how you play the game based on that?
Some games, yes.
Yeah. Some games.
Yeah. There are some games. I try to remain a bit more focused when I'm streaming. When I'm on my own, I go off to every little side quest and try to get every single chest that I can find, explore the entire map. But if I'm streaming, I'm actually more like, okay, that might not be the most entertaining stuff. So I, especially like right now, I'm playing through all of the Inazuma 11 games before the new game drops in November, hopefully. And I already know the games. I've played them when I was younger, but I'm still focusing on the story for the part of my community that doesn't know the games. So yes, I can do all of the side quests. I can play matches against so many teams all over again and again and again. But that's not what I'm trying to achieve at that moment. So I really try to see, what am I trying to achieve with this game? Am I trying to go through the story, or am I trying to just have fun and casually just talk to people?
Yeah. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. And if you get too much into it, I imagine it's harder to keep up with chat and the other way around. And if it's a game that requires a lot of grinding, or that you would rather level up a few more times and be more comfortable with it, um, then suddenly the chat is like, nodding off. You're just grinding the same thing over and over again. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit different take when you're there in front of an audience, no matter what that audience is. Um,
Hmm.
to try and to bring them in, and you mentioned, even if there's not, if the number isn't big or the number isn't there at all, you still need to do it just because you need to be used to having people pop in. You never know when you're playing a
Yeah.
game and then you look down and there's a couple people that have been in there. You didn't realize it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Yeah. So the first thing that I took as advice was whenever I go live, I hide the amount of people that are watching.
mm,
I don't look at that. I'm just focusing on my game. And if I see chatters, then I interact with chat. If not, I commentate on the game or my thoughts, or I yap about a story about my life or anything,
yeah, that's a good idea, folks. That is, if you think about it, that's a great way to do it, because then you're not biased in your performance by what you see first. Um,
Yeah.
and also, if it happens to be a day where you turn on and there's like 6,000 people there instead of a few, you don't
Hmm.
get quite as nervous.
Exactly. It makes it like, sure, you at the end of the day after stream, Twitch will send you an email like, oh, you had this amount of viewers on average, and you're like, okay. But that's also what I really have to tell myself, because I know my own pitfalls mentally for that.
Mm.
I want to do this as a hobby. If I break out somehow, that would be really fun, would be really nice, but I do try to keep it as a pure a hobby.
Yeah, it's not a gotcha game. I mean, it can be.
In a way, it is.
It can be. I mean, if you start getting into the equipment type of stuff, definitely,
Mhm.
or buy 75 different outfits for your model, and you only stream once every 2 months, that probably. I mean,
Yeah, good luck breaking out. Like that's the thing. If you really want to make this work, you have to be so consistent with it.
mm,
You have to be on all of the social media. You have to make clips, and you have to be present. You have to make posts daily
yeah,
about whatever. You have to build out that brand. But I try to keep that low energy, just whatever I feel like.
yeah. It is marketing, and you'll have to do some of it.
Of course.
The folks that are there, that are running the big numbers all the time, um, they made it there, but it wasn't something that happened immediately.
No.
They worked their way up, and talent did win out at the end. But here's the thing: even when I was in radio, I saw people who were really talented at what they did, and it just didn't work. Um, you may not
Yeah.
get the breaks. So if you're not enjoying yourself, then you've just created a hobby you don't like, and it's a job, and you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a job you're not getting paid for.
So then it's time to sell that $4,000 mic.
Exactly.
And
And do something you do enjoy. Yeah.
yeah, it would it and folks, the audiences will know if you're not having a particularly good day, if you're not doing something you're
Yeah.
enjoying, because they don't want to dial up and hear somebody else's quacking about something unless you're really good at it. I mean,
Hmm.
they don't want to
Yeah.
see you being irritated. Maybe you have a funny story about being irritated or something else, but um,
Oh, yeah. I have enough stories about being irritated.
yeah, I'm sure a few of us can pull some out if we really really try hard enough. The question is whether or not they censor it when it comes on. Definitely. Um, so, so you started with a collaboration as a
Yeah.
VTuber. Have you done a lot of them since?
Uh, Mainly this year. This year has been really, I want to say, intense in terms of collabs.
Mm,
And that's because since like late last year, I found a new community with a lot of VTubers that I just clicked with. And before that, There was a couple of months where I kind of drifted. I had some friends, and we did something from time to time, but we all were off on our own thing. After a previous Discord server kind of fell apart. Wow. But when I got into this new community, so many amazing people that were just like, "Hey, you want to come join us for this game or join us for that game?" And it's just been pretty steady, especially with the types of games that are out there right now. Games like Peak or Lethal Company or Repo. Yeah. They're very easy to just set up and start playing with people.
Especially because you don't really have to have a goal in those games.
No, exactly.
Oh, darn, we didn't get our but I did manage to kill 3/4 of the crew.
Whoops! But yeah, at that point, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they're built to be chaotic like that. But So with this new group, is it kind of you don't have like a organized situation, but it's just a bunch of folks that you've managed to find?
It's just a bunch of folks that I've managed to find, and they kept introducing me to more and more VTubers, and that's how, basically the amount of Discord servers that I'm in has grown exponentially this year.
Yes, I'm going to have to do that sometime, is get folks on and talk about how important a Discord that is functioning is to a VTuber that wants to expand and stuff. How important is that to you?
It's really important in the fact that it's a new way to interact with your audience. Suddenly they are much the bar to interact and send you funny stuff, like send you fan art or funny clips or whatever. The bar is so much lower if you have a Discord server to interact in, be it just your own or shared with so many others.
Yeah. I don't know about the sharing part. I see so many folks try that, and it just kind of eventually breaks into its own little bits, and not always pleasantly for some reason.
No,
it's awfully. It seems to be kind of easy to get in between and start wedging people out of that sort of thing. But how much do you cater to your Discord? Do you go in and weed out the garden every once in a while, or are you on it quite a bit?
I do know that my Discord isn't all that big. It's also not very old yet. I only started my Discord server this year, and it's mostly just some a lot of VTuber friends, some recurring viewers that are always there. One of my artists, my current artist that made my PNG tuber model, is in there as well. And it's just, you just have fun. And I have a very dedicated mod as well, that's very much on top of bots and whatnot, and has helped set me up protections so that not just anyone can get in there. And if they do, we are very much you get a warning if you break a rule, but it's a 3 strikes you're out kind of deal. And if you're a bot, you don't even get a strike, you're out. So we're really on top of that, just to keep it a clean and just a nice experience for everyone.
That's cool. Yeah, I think don't think I've talked a lot about that with VTubers before, and probably should bring that up more often, because it can become very integral for you. It can. It definitely is a way to promote with folks that know your things, but also you mentioned that extra little bit of accessibility that you can do, and some folks I know who host games and movie nights and such on theirs, and their community has just grown massively because of that. That's a ways down the line for a lot of folks, but it certainly it becomes its own sentient, almost sentient thing. It sometimes they're bigger than the actual stream.
Yeah, that's very much what happens. Especially there's one server I'm in, and it belongs to basically 4 people, and they each have their own audience, but that all sort of comes together in one server. So yeah, then it grows a bit more than one streamer itself, but it's still having all those servers. If you're in a lot of other VTuber servers, it allows you to interact with others as well. Get your own name out there, but also just get to know other people in a very different way than purely on stream.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually post these interviews to about 8 different servers on Discord, because they allow promotion on theirs, and including my own. And it does help quite a bit for exposure and such, and also recruiting.
Absolutely.
It works a lot better than emailing, I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
Emailing has gotten me a less than 1% return rate. So
like I said, it's all about lowering that barrier to interact with someone, and for somehow writing an entire email probably for a lot of people feels like such a high barrier, like almost on the same level as making a phone call, which is like unimaginable for some people nowadays.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. If you can't DM it or message it over, it's not worth reading at that particular point. But also if you do the email, it kind of looks like spam to start with, and so a lot of people just I don't know who that is, I'm not going to look at it, which is probably a good idea when you think about it. Just not mine.
Yeah,
read mine. It's more important that way. With this, and you it seems like you're fully armed right now. Are you looking to do some expansion here the rest of the year?
Well, to be fair, mostly I'm still looking for a job IRL. I've been out of a job since March, and streaming for me has, for now, mostly been about maintaining some type of schedule in my life. So I just, for now, want to maintain the current pace and do the things that I like to do. And yeah, one by one, just try something new. Just try one new thing. Install Mix It Up and get new kind of redeem, or try posting a new sort of clip, or commissioning a new sort of art piece. Just one thing at a time, while I try to get my own life in order as well.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. I went a while in between gigs myself without being able to get a job. When you're 43 and only had one job your entire life, and suddenly you don't have a job. The market isn't exactly big for that sort of person, and it took a while for me to get back into the workforce, and I know that what little schedule I had was immediately destroyed. What, do I need to go to bed now?
Let's not talk about sleep schedules for VTubers, because I don't think those exist really.
Yeah, absolutely. When I go in, I'll start doing some interviews and stuff at about sometime in the afternoon, usually, and then I usually will check Twitch, and if I come back, after doing about 6 interviews and they're still streaming, I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's actually insane how long some people can continue streaming at a time. Another friend of mine at some point just regularly every day did like 9 to 10 hour streams, and I'm like, girl, are you good?
Wow, that is tough to do. In radio, I couldn't do that. You had to take some time for your voice to settle down. You had to get some, I guess you can probably sneak some food in if you're really good at it online. But you have to take breaks every once in a while and just don't wear your voice down to a nub. these folks who do
Yeah.
24-hour streams, I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, if you're doing a 24-hour stream, usually that's like a big event that you build up to, and you're
Yeah.
taking time off of work, and you make sure that everything around that is like taken care of in your life.
Right.
But even then, like, people will, like, I assume that you will still, get up to go to the toilet or take a small nap and just go on your be right back screen for an hour or two or something.
Yeah, I saw one person try that, and they're former guest of mine, and they I tuned in at about hour 17. And it was basically them staring at the screen. I could tell from the look on the model that, like, it was, the question was, what am I doing with my life at this point?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And I wouldn't suggest doing that more than once in your life, at much, if possible. It's very
No, don't make it a weekly thing.
no, don't make it a 24-hour Fridays. That's not a good idea.
No.
Yeah, it might make you
No,
unique.
exactly.
It'll make you unique, but it also drive you right off the cliff if you keep that going.
Yeah, that's not the kind of unique that we want.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So, would you say when you started you had any goals, or other than just enjoying yourself?
I wouldn't say when I started out. It's a goal that kind of grew over time, and that is just getting to meet new people. When I write part of my lore, it's like, oh, I'm Stormborn, born from this and that, which is very anime-esque. But I want to travel around the universe to meet all kinds of people, get to know all kinds of things, because people intrinsically are very interesting, are very nice, and spreading knowledge and positivity is something that I really like to do. And getting to know so many different people all over the world has been such a blast. Like, suddenly I know people in Australia, in India, in Japan, in the US, in Canada, you name it, and you suddenly know someone there. And that's so funny to see, and all of the differences that come with that. But at the same time, this community, this sameness, because we're all a bunch of goobers and nerds on the internet that want to do the best we can do,
Yeah. And here's the thing. Not only do you know these people, but they know you.
Yeah.
I mean, if they might come in and say hello to you, what are you doing? Like somebody in Singapore just come on to say hi to me. That's like,
yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's definitely, it certainly is something that I wouldn't have seen as a younger person. In the 80s, there certainly wouldn't have been anything like that. And even 20 years ago, 20 years ago, you just had chat rooms. And
or MSN, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, all that perfectly above board stuff that nothing would ever go wrong in.
No, absolutely.
No, most of us are very glad that those things that don't have archives.
Oh yeah. No, listen. Whatever happens in MSN chat stays in the MSN chat, right?
Yes, and hopefully is burning. That's all I want to Yes, someone took a magnet to that part of the tape. That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And that also brings up going on live as opposed to tape. Now, I sometimes during my interviews, the guest is streaming, which is perfectly fine. Whatever you want to do. But I am a lot more comfortable with the fact that I can take this edit it out a little bit later on. If I suddenly have a coughing fit or something, or the guest has a coughing fit or something, I can get rid of it. But you are live. You're out in front of those people. What you say is going to be what they remember. So have you been able to temper yourself? and keep yourself from, going a little overboard at times? 'Cause I know I would.
Sometimes yes, but a lot of the times it's also part of the fun.
Yeah.
There's a certain rawness to just being out there, being live, and all of those, like a coughing fit or suddenly stumbling over your words. It's all part of what makes you just a person. It's very real in that sense. That's not to knock on like a recording where you can make everything smooth and coherent. But yeah, there's something really nice about having that realness and just throwing something completely weird out there and being like, yeah, that's something I just said, and now we're rolling with it. You learn to roll with the punches in that regard, I feel.
Yeah, well, you have to own it. And
yeah,
if not, then the folks who are listening to you won't pay much attention to you.
Exactly.
They don't mean it. That's not them. And they'll think that you're putting on a real big character, which some folks do and do rather well. But that's not for every audience. Have you had a situation come in where you've had where you've wanted to do something and it just didn't work out as well as you thought, and the audience didn't really go for it?
I guess I've tried a couple of things. Sometimes it's a type of game that I streamed where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm being the best type of content creator by streaming this. Like, even if I love the game, it's not something that I feel like this is good for streaming.
Yeah.
Or I've once tried to do a run of a Pokemon game where I basically made it a recording that I did separately on YouTube as 25-minute episodes. I tried it and I feel like there's a lot more that goes into making those type of videos and that type of content. Where I'm like, I've tried it and probably not for me, at least not at the time.
Yeah. It's hard to try to do the two things at once. And people out there think that, well, you're doing a live, just record it and stick it up there. Yeah, but when some people will do it as VODs and just, put the whole thing up there, which is one way to do it, and people are fine with it. But other folks don't want their mistakes out there. and maybe
and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and maybe the VOD had a 7-minute situation where you had to grind and it didn't, and nobody liked it, and you weren't enjoying yourself, so you could take it out and put it on. You can polish it up a little bit. The magic of editing. But it does take a while to do. I did a lot of long form programming on the radio, and just audio editing can take forever if you have a lot of stuff to put in, and you want to get it right. You want to get the beat right when you're talking to somebody. You don't want to always have people talking over each other or mixed wrong. It does take a little effort, and sometimes you just don't want to put out that effort.
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's just I upload my VODs to YouTube just to have an archive of the things that I did. And the only time I really go in and edit is if I accidentally had like a flash on screen that could dox me. Like, if that's something that happened, then yes, I go in and edit that out. But otherwise, no. And because that's like, that works for me. But there's so much that works better for someone else. Like, if you can edit out all the irregularities, yeah. If you're not writing things down and you're on for even just a 2-hour stream, now you try to go through that 2-hour stream and find the places you wanted to take out. Yeah.
It's going to take more than 2 hours.
If something like that happens, you take out the notebook and like, okay, no, this timestamp, I have to go back and do something with that.
Yeah, because if you're trying to look for that needle in the haystack, it's going to take you a lot more than 2 hours to do. And do it correctly. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said for just sticking up the VOD and going with it, putting on the flagpole and saluting it as might go. Um, so are you looking forward to when the new Digimon comes out?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the biggest reasons is my favorite Digimon is finally returning to the game, which is Apollomon.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved that Digimon since he made his appearance in his DS game, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to finally be able to play with my favorite Digimon, which also has like part of my design is kind of inspired by Apollomon.
Oh, cool. And they're the Digimon folks are coming out of the woodwork now. Um,
As they should, as they
yeah,
should.
yeah. I mean, haven't been beaten down for years by Pokemon fans, and yeah, some folks enjoy both. You enjoy both, but
Yeah,
if there are some folks out there who like Digimon more than Pokemon, that's all there is to it. And and
yeah.
they haven't gotten the the worldwide love that Pokemon has. But I think now
Hmm.
that people are kind of, I don't know, is are Pokemon games played out right now? I mean, they're kind of the same.
In a lot of ways, yes, and you saw this especially with the Switch games,
Mm,
Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. They didn't live up to so many people's expectations of it.
mm,
Part of that is the Switch not being as powerful as the entire engine might need,
mm,
because I've seen like screenshots and gameplay of Scarlet and Violet running on the Switch too, and it looks beautiful.
mm.
But it's a formula that has worked. And even now, I think a lot of us that grew up with Pokemon back in the 90s when it first came out, we're now a little bit older. We have other things that demand our attention. And so for a lot of people, it's like, oh God, it's another Pokemon game. And then they tend to forget that Pokemon at its core is targeted at children. And
Right.
for so many children, their first game might be Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
So for them, it's completely fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the storyline is fresh. I mean, even though you have to come up with a new name for a bad guy team, or at least one,
Yeah.
like Team Toaster Oven or something. And we're gonna we're gonna stick everybody in the world and all the Pokemon in a toaster oven and save the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find an old god and defeat you. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. That's kind of, but that's also kind of fun because, especially in the first like generations, like the generations 1 through 5 and 6, you had this very standard evil team. You had Team Rocket, you had Team Plasma, villains with a very clear goal and a very clear presence. But at the same time, the newer games, they kind of play around with it. Like if you look at Pokemon Sun and Moon, you suddenly have Team Skull, which are just a bunch of hooligans. And they are advertised as, oh, this is the evil team. But meanwhile, the actual story happens behind that, but like a bigger corporation or a bigger organization. So in that sense, you do see the Pokemon Company playing a little bit with the formula. But at the end of the day, you get a starter Pokemon, capture Pokemon, battle gyms or whatever, and become champion. Like that at the core, that's what it always will be.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, if it wasn't, if the next one was something different, they'd know about it in a hurry. And it was,
Yeah, oh,
it,
absolutely.
there'd
But
be,
at the same time, there's also like Pokemon Legends ZA is gonna come out like I think November or October,
Mhm.
and from what I've heard from people that have played a demo version of it, it's a fun game and it brings back a gimmick that a lot of people, especially retroactively, love, which is Mega Evolution. And it's just that it tries something different. It's a different gameplay than the original Pokemon, which they will always continue doing. We will have a Generation 10 where we'll have the same story beats as we've had the past 9 generations. But yeah, it's fun to see them still branch out in different directions.
So, other than the Digimon game coming out, are there other games that you'd really like to stream right now that you haven't done yet?
That I haven't done yet. I'm mostly working towards some of the game releases this fall, which already fall into games that I have either streamed or am streaming. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers along with the entire fandom. But Inazuma 11 is currently one of my favorite franchises. It's about superpowered soccer. It doesn't make any sense, but it has so much heart. Yeah. It has so many fun characters and everything. I don't even like soccer in real life, but I love Inazuma 11. Yeah. It's just really fun, and this coming November, hopefully, finally, definitely, we will have a new game, which has been delayed years at this point. We haven't had a new game for this franchise in, I want to say, 12 years now.
Oh, yeah, they better. Yeah, this better be good when it comes out. Otherwise, there are going to be some upset people.
People were already upset. Yeah. So the I want to say fun thing, the interesting thing about this game was supposed to release last week. Which was on the anniversary, the 17th anniversary of the franchise.
Wow.
But the management of Level 5 as a company has an issue with deadlines and scope of the game because they kept adding more and more and more. So this game is going to be enormous. It's basically going to be 3 games in a trench coat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that runs. Hopefully they're not overreaching too much and messing with a format everybody likes. But I will wait to see that come out here. Hopefully very soon for you and everybody. You know, it is absolutely.
I really hope so.
It's an absolute pleasure talking with you, and you could tell by chatting with you how much you're enjoying this, and how much you enjoy entertaining folks. I'm glad you have this, and I'm glad that we get to hear what you have to bring and offer, and I wish you nothing but the best going forward. Please let us know when you got some events coming up so we can promote it for you, and we will we'll have all the links in the description for the video, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.